Hello, this is Joe Pryor with virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, part of Redbud Realty and Associates. Just did a video a little bit earlier today talking about how my real estate career evolved from selling foreclosed properties starting in 1989, a lot to investors because they always come into cheap markets to buy low to sell high later. And then later inheriting a Sunday school class from a friend of mine who was moving to California saying, will you help these people buy HUD and VA? They're retired people or almost retired people and they want to build up their retirement. And they really changed my life. They changed my life in the respect that they were such good people and that it was so important for these people. They were not wealthy. So to be able to buy the right properties and get income from investing was extremely important to them. And there I was, experienced in selling foreclosures, but not really understanding the financial ramifications of what makes a really, really good investment. And so they were the ones that spurred me on to say, you know, I need to be able to tell somebody not only what the right price is, but the numbers that justify a purchase for a rental property. And my investors primarily are long-term hold investors, but I kind of want to talk about this one couple because I think they're indicative of a misconception, I think, about creating wealth through investing in real estate. And they're not the only people that I can tell you that, you know, on paper are millionaires at this point. But they're not people from money. They're not even college-educated people. They're basically blue-collar type people. One gentleman in this family was with the Oklahoma Army Reserves. His wife had worked, you know, at a firm in a basic position and had some retirement. He had some retirement. So these were not people that came from daddy's money or anything of that basis. They were just prudent people that lived very carefully, had a very modest home, but wanted something better for the future. And so what they did with me is starting to buy real estate. Now, one of the things that they bought, which you can buy today, is VA repossessed property. Now, in those days, the investor could get it at $0 down. But now, even today, an investor can buy a VA property for 5% down. So what they focused on are things that basically had a lot of leverage. Now, if we go back to the early 90s, prices were a little bit different in Oklahoma than they are today. But also, in that respect, yeah, prices have gone up, but also rentals. The rental prices for homes has gone up dramatically. This is one of the best rental markets in the United States. We have homes not renting in a matter of months, but in a matter of days. It's not unusual right now in the right location, the right kind of house to see it rent in 2 days. So yes, it was a less expensive time back then in terms of homes, but rents were considerably lower. So what they did is they bought homes that were foreclosed on. They did their own work. They did their own property management, so they fixed up the houses. They rented them themselves. Sometimes it was what's called Section 8 rentals. Sometimes it wasn't. And they just didn't buy a whole bunch at one time, but they bought things consistently as the cash built up. So over the course of years, they had a pretty nice portfolio. But think about this for a moment. If you bought homes at that would be currently worth $150,000, and you owe no more than $50,000, maybe not even that much, maybe even paid off, and you had 10 of these properties, what would you be worth today? You'd be worth at least $1 million. And I'm talking about a sellable, marketable $1 million, not just something that's something on paper, but something that would resell. Well, that's what these people did. So no, they didn't come from wealth. No, they, didn't come from privilege. No, they didn't have an economic background or a business background. They were solid people that had a dream, had goals, achieved them, didn't get crazy, were conservative, but kept with a program, kept doing it themselves. And now they're wealthy than most people that look like they're wealthy, but aren't really wealthy. So if you are someone that wants to start building up your wealth through real estate investing, I'm here to help you. The only way that I'm going to do that is for you to be prudent and for you to be conservative. The worst thing that I can do for you is to do what I could have done for those people. Say, oh, you got to buy more, you got to buy more. I've got to work with you. And you want to build up that cash. You want to buy one at a time. You want to fix them up if you can yourself personally. And you want to get a good deal, and we can get you some good deals right now. But what we'll do is we will take that conservative approach with you, and we'll build wealth a little bit at a time. And what we want you to do is we want to take those profits that you're getting, those $300, $500 a month checks over and above what you owe on the property, so you have the renter paying for your home, plus return of and on investment. And we want you to reinvest that. We want you to put it into something, a safe investment, where you have 2 or 3% maybe being paid on that money until it comes time to buy the next property, and then maybe the next property. This is how you do it. And this is where even the regular folks out there, the regular folks that are blue collar or high school educated or even college educated working in good jobs, can build up their wealth without a tremendous amount of risk involved in the process. We have a turnkey operation, and I want you to be like those folks. I want you to be at this point in your life on Easy Street. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values with the speed of technology.